Listen, Mizza, find you somebody to motherfucking play with, Mizza. Les Miserables. You already played with your own. We seen how that went. And you know I don't surgery shame or body shame. You know I don't even do that. But I don't know if you fat, obese, chubby, or skinny. The whole thing is, leave me the alone. Now, I don't know if this was before or after Freckles and Bumbleina came out. However, you took to your Twitter during those times to downgrade and downplay the top Black women in their respective fields at the time. So that tells me a lot about you. So instead of you coming on Twitter to give props to the top Black women in your field at that time, to the women who you later worked with, so I guess they weren't that bad after all, huh?
Like, why? Why? What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Hi, it's Keisha. Nice to meet you all. Get in here because we've got quite a bit to get on into. So we're going to go ahead and talk about SZA and Nicki Minaj and the whole back and forth they've been doing on Twitter. Babes, I was literally living my best life. I was scrolling and refreshing for any crumb we could find from Nicolandria content or Shelly and Ace because I saw that they were out in Disneyland. I'm a busybody. I need to go and touch some grass, evidently, but so do my faves, apparently. And I was like refreshing. And when I refreshed, I didn't see content from them, actually. I saw content from Nicki and SZA, and I just thought, what? I thought, who, what, why, when, how? How did we get to this place? What? Like, what sparked this one? So then I'm just like, shickety shockety shook, like I mentioned, jaw on the ground, like I mentioned, and I'm just trying to make sense of this, but I can't make sense of this. But this is the next day, in case you guys haven't, hi, another day in it, a whole new world. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make sense of it for you guys, and I'm gonna share with you guys what it is that Nicki Minaj had to say, and also what it was that SZA had to say as well. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Let me know who you guys feel like was in the wrong, and let's continue the conversation over there. Before we go ahead and get started, make sure you guys go and follow me on my Instagram, Itzkeisha_. I'm going to be hosting a Insta giveaway this month. It was supposed to be last year, but things happened, not last year, sorry, last month, but things happened, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm pushing for this month. It's going to be an international giveaway. There's going to be multiple winners because why the hell not? And it is going to break my bank account because shipping ain't cheap, bitch. It's not, okay? So yeah, I'm going to be just giving away a bunch of different goodies, like some tech pieces. I do have some beauty, fashion, stationery, a bunch of different things, okay? So just be on the lookout for that. I'll give you guys instructions on how you guys can enter and how, well, pretty much how to enter is you have to be following me on Instagram, but I'll give you guys the chance on how you can be the one to win it. And it is going to be me picking randomly as well, so yeah, I can't wait because I think you guys are gonna love what's in these goodie boxes, all right? So I just feel like it's good to give back. And am I a giving person? Not on most days, but you know, you caught me on a great day where I'm actually in the mood to give back, so be on the lookout for that. It's Keisha_. And yes, a lot of people do this whole thing of like, Nicki Minaj is washed up, she's 40 something, like why is she still rapping? Baby, if I'm in my 40s, I hope that no one calls me washed up in my 40s. People love doing this whole shaming of age, and I just don't understand it because I want to make it to my 40s. Not everybody makes it to their 40s. And also, if I'm still relevant in my 40s and I'm able to sell out a flipping arena or stadium, bitch, I'm going to gag, no pun intended. Like, I'm going to live for it. Now, I probably should start off this video by saying that, babes, I'm a healthy bob. Like, I like Nicki, like, I love a good Nicki song. Like, if Nicki Minaj comes out with a song that's good, then hello, yes, I'm there. I'm not someone who's going to support her through her wrongs. I don't believe in doing that for anyone for that matter, just because it's like, why are we trying to, like, why are we so far up someone's ass? Get out. Like, why are you so far up someone's ass cheeks? Like, is she paying your bills? Because if she was paying your bills and maybe student accommodation, then bitch, I can kind of understand it, but she's not. She's just somebody that she's so, like, you've grown up with her, you've enjoyed her music, you love her, she's maybe helped you with your confidence, she has this aura that you love. Like, those are great reasons, but not enough for people to be going as hard as they are going. And this just goes for any fandom for that matter, yeah? So I'm a healthy bob. Now, I don't appreciate people not being able to call out their own fandom. Sometimes, just sometimes, people do a mazzoline. They do a mazzoline, and people and their fans do things that are so, like, despicable, distasteful, and just pure evil. And I really wish that there were more times when Nicki would call that out, but she doesn't. And I think for a lot of people, it just kind of gives the energy of like, okay, so you are now enabling it. Touching back on the point of Nicki's age, yes, she's in her 40s. Yes, she looks great for her age. Yes, she's still able to perform on stage. Now what? I don't understand the whole age thing. And then the whole like, oh, she's washed up. She don't have no flipping wrinkle, crinkle, or fine arts pimple on her face. Like, what do we mean? What do we actually, what do you mean by that? In the words of Drewski, I genuinely just don't understand that. Then you've got people saying stuff like, oh my God, nurse, she's getting away, get her, go and get her. You've got people doing the whole mental health thing of like how they generally believe that she's sick and out of her head and that she needs to go and take some meds. And then you've got people saying stuff like they believe she's on drugs. Now, I'm not gonna cap, I don't know her from nowhere. Just appreciate her music, love her for X, Y, and Z. But I don't know, none of us know her health records or what it is that she has going on. All I can do is hope and pray that she finds the light in a lot of the darkness that's happening, because my goodness, I feel like we're hearing about Nicki a lot and it's not to do with the music. And that's the part that I don't enjoy, because I miss the days where if Nicki had anything to say, she would be spitting it in the bar. She would have a bar that she's spitting. I want to be gagged that way. I don't want it to be a thing where Nicki's in the headlines because she's trying to say this person is doing that and this person's doing that and she's calling this person ugly, and I hate that. I hate that it's come to that, and I want Nicki to maybe like care more about her legacy or how this is looking, but I don't think Nicki gives a flying monkey, which you either love and respect or you just think, girl, well, that might be what causes the downfall of Nicki Minaj. Now, Nicki Minaj is still thriving, she's still popular, she still has a loyal, active fan base, and I don't think she's going anywhere, but I do think that Nicki Minaj has to admit that there have been some changes since 2018. And I think that Nicki isn't capping when she says certain things on Twitter. I think I just don't have time to read the full ass dissertation, because babes, I'm not in college anymore. Like, I'm not reading dissertation unless I really want to. Nicki's constantly leaving dissertations and paragraphs, and babes, can you keep up? No, I can't. Like, babes, I actually can't, innit? I don't think she's capping though when she speaks about certain things. I do think there are people trying to sabotage her. I think there are people in the industry. We're not in that industry. Remember that, guys. We are not in the industry. Do I wish that Nicki would elaborate more? Sure. But even when she does, people still find an issue with it. But that happens because she's constantly running her Twitter fingers and not pressing, like she's not going to the court. She's not involving her legal team and like actually trying to take this seriously. She's going on Twitter. When has like Twitter serious in the same, like, no, you're not gonna, there's no outcome that works for Nicki if you go on Twitter, especially if you're alleging that Jay-Z owes you 200 M's. Do you know how much of a madness that is? Like, that's crazy. If Jay-Z in fact owes her 200 million, babes, I would be yapping like the yapaholic that I am. But also, most importantly, I'll be making sure that I'm taking this to court. I'll make sure I call my lawyers up. Hey, bitch, it's time. Like, I'll make sure I'm doing everything in my power to take this seriously and to get the outcome that I want, which is the 200 M's. 200 million is a lot of money. Now, I'm thinking to myself, where could this have come from? And then I thought, okay, back in 2015, I believe, she had signed a contract with Tidal, but so did a bunch of other artists like Madonna, like Rihanna, and I mean, honestly, the list went on. People, even Beyonce, like everyone was standing in a queue just signing that contract, just signing that contract, just signing that contract. I don't think Tidal exists now, or even if it does, bitch, I ain't heard no one talk about it, so there's that. But Nicki believes that Jay-Z owes her $200 million. Now, I don't know how that actually makes sense. And I know that she's had her foot on Roc Nation's neck non-stop, and she's not going to take that foot off their neck. But I wish that you would actually go down the legal route instead of going onto Twitter and venting to your audience. Your audience is not going to do anything apart from say, oh my God, Nicki, you deserve better. Oh my God, they wish they were you. They're just jealous. Like, that is the outcome you're going to get. Nothing's going to change. You're not going to get your 200 million back from Jay-Z. If anything, he's probably cackling. Probably thinking, don't mind this bitch. Like, that's what it's given. We need to start being realistic. Nicki, if you want your money back or anything close to that, or if you want the general public to at least take you seriously, file some sort of suit. That is yet to be done. File the suit, start there, and less time on Twitter. Uninstall Twitter. I know I need to touch some grass. I'm still out here waiting for Nicolandria content because, baby, I am a Nicolandrian stan. I gotta do better. But now it's time for you to admit, hey, I did way too much here. But Nicki isn't doing that. Nicki is letting history repeat itself. How many times is Nicki gonna go on Twitter and talk about this person and that person and this person and shade this person? Like, it is tiring, and it gets to a point where it's like, yes, that is what hip hop is about. Sending shots, doing your thing, doing your biggest. But I think we are just tired. And I think some of your fans are tired too. And it's becoming a problem now. It's becoming this never-ending cycle. It's happening too frequently. I mean, in the space of 1 week alone, how many people has she come for? I don't think she's lying when she's talking about sabotage and happening behind the scenes, but I wish that she would just do something about it legally, because she is powerful. She is Nicki Minaj. The name holds weight. do something with what you have, with your resources. Now, I believe people are out to get her, but I don't believe everybody's out to get her. A lot of people believe that Nicki Minaj is jealous of these up-and-coming girlies because they're younger than her, more successful. That's cap. I don't think a lot of these people that she's gone up against are more successful than Nicki Minaj. I think a lot of them maybe are close enough or just about getting there. I think everyone's successful in their own way. Depends on how you define success. But I think for someone like Nicki Minaj, who constantly talks about accolades and how she's still the highest female selling, what is it? I'm still the highest female selling rapper for the record. I ain't gotta compete with a single soul. Like, she told you that in Travel Bar, yeah? And that was like, what, back in 2015, I want to say? But don't quote me on that, right? So she's been saying this for a very long time, and she's allowed to. She's allowed to have this demeanor of cockiness, but don't let it go too far. It makes sense for the music, but if that's just you as a whole, it isn't cute. It isn't cute. And it just doesn't work anymore. People don't like that. People don't like someone who, even in the slightest bit, exude bullying. It doesn't work. People just see you as the bully. They see you as pressed. They see you as butthurt and bitter that things like, because I think with Nicki Minaj, what is giving is, and I don't blame her to a certain degree, but I think she needs to just get rid of that mentality. I think for Nicki Minaj, she came in the industry at a time where it was about mixtapes and really just trying to find a way to put yourself out there to make any type of noise, right? To shake up the room and to gain any type of attention. And things were different when she was coming up, right? For a lot of these newer girlies, whether it's the Glorillaz, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Latos, whoever it is, right? Whilst a lot of them are successful and doing their goddamn thing, and some doing it well more than the others, I do love me some Megan Thee Stallion, I can't lie. But I think they're all successful in their own way. Do I think their come up looks very different from Nicki Minaj? Absolutely. It doesn't mean that they weren't hustling or grinding, but I do think they came up in a different time from Nicki Minaj. And I think Nicki Minaj probably looks at it like, damn, like, how is it that they're able to get this opportunity a lot more quicker than I ever got certain opportunities? Speaking of opportunities, I feel like since 2018, there has been this shift with Nicki Minaj, and it's not that her name doesn't hold weight, because it does. It's just that I think maybe certain bridges have been broken behind the scenes. I don't know whether it's due to her attitude, we don't know, but it's due to something where the brands that she once upon a time used to work very closely with, they're just not working with her. Now, could it be due to crappy contracts or the money not making sense for her anymore? Sure. But I do also think that because of the way we've seen things play out with her beefing other people, it could be an attitude thing. It could be something that is going on with Nicki Minaj where she just believes that she has to have the best of everything, and that everyone has to praise her 24/7. I think that someone who's constantly, this is what she did with SZA, right? Which I don't really agree with. I think just in general, even if you're not a musician or a celebrity for that matter, anyone who has to remind you of things they did for you or things they've done point blank period, it's like let the accolade speak for itself. Like, I know your name holds weight. You don't have to tell me that. Because when you start to tell me that and start to list off everything that you've done, it just kind of gives like I don't know, it's a weird one. It's a very weird one, and she did that with SZA, okay? But I don't think that she's lying with the whole sabotage, or this person's out to get me. I think that she needs to do something about it that doesn't involve her fans, that doesn't involve Twitter. We can't save you, babes. We can't. We just can't. I think a lot of people stopped liking her when they saw the person that she decided to marry. I think a lot of people started to dislike her when they felt like she was the common denominator when it comes to a lot of these feuds. Why is Nicki always at the center of a crime, people believe? I think that Nicki, for someone who's gifted and talented in the pen game, never declines. I think when it comes to you articulating yourself, it just feels like you are going on a crash out. And I hate that. It feels like you are constantly on a crash out, and I can understand where people are coming from when they say, damn, she looks a little bit pressed or bitter, or like, why does she seem a little bit intimidated? Nicki, I don't like those words for you. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But that's the conversation that we're unfortunately having, and you're not helping yourself. People are now comparing you to Kanye West. Whoa, baby, change that narrative, please. Care. I want you, like, I wish that you cared more about your legacy, or at least how things are perceived. I love an opinionated babe, I do, but I do feel like time and place, and I do feel like, Nicki, sometimes you just take it too far. You start to call people ugly. No need for body shaming. Please. It doesn't become it becomes something where it looks like you are literally just lashing out. It looks like you are envious or jealous, and it's like, I wish that everyone just knew their place and just knew that you guys can all exist, and it doesn't have to be a beefing thing. It doesn't. People thrive off of you looking crazy. And I hate that for you, because for someone, I believe, as intelligent as you should know, don't give the people them what they want. How about sometimes we just uninstall Twitter and we touch some grass? Speaking of grass though, SZA loves some nature. SZA loves some nature, okay? When this is all happening, she was probably like, breathe in. Am I breathing? Oh, hold on. Breathe out. She probably has some rainfalls and all types of things going on. One thing SZA's gonna do is be up in some nature, okay? So let's go ahead and get on into the situation and how it started. Now, to my knowledge, it started off because I believe Nicki Minaj thought that SZA's manager, who works for TDE, which is the label that Kendrick Lamar signed to, Doechii, SZA, and a few other people I just can't begin to mention, because let's be real, those are the only three that we actually think of. So she was talking about him. I think he released a song called Barbie Broken or something like that, I don't know, and I believe Nicki thought the song was about her. So she decided to put a picture of him, and she said, wait, hold on, let me go ahead and screen record this, because you guys, these tweets go on for days, okay? Also, I forgot to mention I'm literally wearing pimple plasters because, babes, I'm a human and I'm breaking out. So, yeah. I'm going to screen record this because I think you guys would absolutely love to see what it is that my good sis had to say. The thing about Nicki is that, like, how many times, though? Like, how many times can people defend this behavior? How many times? Like, how many times? And like, it's like everyone's out to get you, okay? Like, I can understand some, but I don't know if everyone's out to get you. Why can't you make, like, a documentary? Cameras following your life and, like, you exposing this and exposing that with tangible evidence. Like, give us that at least. Because people will live for that. But, like, constantly putting everything out on Twitter, going live with your audience and talking about how, you know, SZA looks like she's fat and skinny. It's like, girl, body shaming. Whoa. All right, let's go ahead and let's start this recording. Okay, so I'm actually going to move over here. So the first thing she said was, me after I suck some good zik. Baby, it's like, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? It's 3 in the afternoon. Well, that's not bad timing, but it's like, babes, I don't want to hear that. Me after I suck some good zik, guarantee you wouldn't fight a man. We have every tweet of your incessant bullying, lying and more. Your name was added to that SHIT list. I love how I feel like YouTube is probably going to send to me. So Nicki, girl, less of the cursing, please. Make my job a little bit easier. Same thing that made you laugh, make you ... SHIT. Girl, Nicki, like, what happened to getting into the booth? Because once upon a time, Nicki would get into the booth and run in a hurry. That's where she would put this, in the music. What happened? And then she said, tiny DICK executive. So she's pissed off, basically. Y'all remember when y'all remember when Doo on the beats was feeling this doo-doo? Now he's sitting in it. Hashtag justice for Damari. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna be real, babes. Am I that employed and busy? Bitch, am I? I don't know these people. Until now. And then we've got this picture here. MTM minus 30 million. So glad I have proof of being bullied by and being lied on by a man publicly on a platform I use for my job after I rejected his business proposition on more than one occasion. He failed to disclose to the public that I had rejected his business propositions. Okay. 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 Ciao. The projection is loud today. And then SZA tweets, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, lol, silly goose. So Nicki thought, oh my god, SZA's talking about me. I have to go ahead and go all guns blazing at SZA. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys feel like SZA was actually talking about Nicki Minaj? Or do you feel like SZA was just doing the SZA thing where she talks about horoscopes, go back to your ex, nature, rainfall, lying about never owning a TV, and then there's a photo of you owning a TV. Like, do we think it's just SZA being SZA? Because I'm not gonna lie, one thing about SZA, as much as Nicki Minaj is chronicling line, SZA is, have you guys noticed, SZA is literally in every, like, if you go and watch a hair video on YouTube, on Instagram, liked by SZA. Like, I love that for her, because, babes, hi, I'm on my phone too. You know, we are humans at the end of the day. Yes, you are a star, but baby, apparently you have a lot of time on your hands, okay? So, Do we think it's just SZA being SZA posting like she normally does? Or do we think that she's sending shots to Nicki without putting an out on it? Because a lot of people, it's given 50-50. I see people like, SZA, why involve yourself if you know you ain't on smoke? But then you got people saying, okay, but it's just SZA being SZA. Why did Nicki have to just move mad like that? So then Nicki Minaj says, go draw your freckles back on, Buki. Liar, liar, pants on fire, sound like a effing dead dog. Okay, all right. Cool. First things first, freckles is crazy. Like, I remember that era with SZA where she would draw the freckles on. The freckles then were drawn on. You know, she was using freck pens before freck pens went viral. For me, it isn't insulting enough. Like, it didn't hit. It didn't stick the way I think Nicki probably thought it stuck. It's just random because it's like, girl, Nicki really gives the vibe of like, I have so much to say about everyone. It's okay to be opinionated, but like, sometimes sit certain things out. Like, I don't think, like, I get it, the timing of SZA's tweet and it being her manager. I get how that looks, but I think SZA would have put maybe not an at on it, but I think she would have made it a lot more obvious. I don't know. So saying liar, liar, pants on fire, babes, are we in flipping primary school? What is this? Sorry, the Americans will say kindergarten. What is this? We are all grown up. We're grown-ass adults. Why are we doing this? And then she says, bitch looking and sounding like she got stung by a effing bee. Doot, draws on my fake freckles. I'm not gonna lie, the doot. Babes, you got too much time in your hands. The doot sent me though. The doot, I'm like, Nicki, put the phone down. Let's all go, where's your friends? No friend of mine. It doesn't matter how big I am. Bitch, a real friend will blow up my phone and be like, girl, log off. I'm coming around yours. Let's make a barbecue. Let's have some one-on-one time, bitch. Let's have some therapy together. You know? Anything but this. Like, how many times, dude? How many times? The doot draws on my freckles part, it did send me. Not gonna lie. Like, you had me cackling for a little bit. I don't think that she sounds like she's been stung by a bee. I think SZA can sing. I think that she's grown into her vocals. I actually saw her live. I think it was maybe 2-3 years ago when she came to London. She did a couple nights here, I think, at the O2 Arena, and she was great. She is a great singer. I'm not gonna lie. Like, her music moved that audience. We were all in our feels. SZA is that girl. Like, there's no trying to pretend that she isn't. Now, sometimes vocally she hasn't got it right, but in the most recent years, my bitch can sing and the mic is on. So I don't know if I necessarily agree. In fact, I know I don't agree with that point. Just gonna say. And then SZA said, LMAO, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. I see you tomorrow for night 2 Paris. SZA's basically saying, F you. F you bitches. You guys are weird. Then you got Nicki fans saying, why are you using the word meek? Are you talking about Meek Mill? I'm not gonna even, anyways. And then Nicki Minaj said, shut up, ugly. I don't like that. I don't even agree with putting ugly and SZA in the same sentence. The usage of the word ugly is just nasty. Let's be real, it just is a bit of a nasty word. We've all fallen victim to calling someone ugly before, whether it's a bitch you just don't like, or whether it's someone who genuinely you believe is ugly. But ugly is a horrible word. Ugly is a horrible word. I wasn't feeling that one. And also, SZA and ugly don't go in the same sentence. Whether it's pre-surgery, after surgery, a big ass, flat ass, freckles, or the freckles that's attached or drawn on. I don't flipping know. I don't think they go in the same sentence. I don't think that one was nice at all. She said, I'm in a meeting, so I don't know if you were still talking bleep or not. So if you didn't, I'll delete later, ho. I don't like that either. I just think that's nasty. I'm going to be so real. It doesn't matter. Even if SZA was sending shots, to me, I don't feel like it was enough to warrant this. I don't feel like it was an obvious brrr. I don't think it was an obvious brrr. It wasn't giving that. That's just me though. Now, could SZA be trying to do all this in a very sneaky way where she's not putting an at on it, but she's trying to let you know that, hey, bitch, I see you? Sure. But that's not what it's giving me. And then Nicki Minaj... God. Like, Nicki continues to prove that maybe she does have too much time on her hands because she decided to find this photo and I don't know where she got it from, but knowing what it is that I see is probably the barb she found this picture. Nicki didn't have to do a 1212 Google search. They sent her the quote-unquote bad photo. In this photo, for me, the face is sitting, the lace is off. The lace is off, but she still looks pretty. Maybe a little too shiny, maybe we can mattify it here and there, but bitch, it didn't hit the way I think Nicki wanted it to hit. But that's the part she won't admit. I think this is just blown out of proportion way too much. Way too much. She said, bitch, damn near broke that man back and leg. Bitch, fat, chubby, and skinny at the same damn time. Bitch, where are those 30 million streams that disappeared on Spotify like your faux freckles? SZA, baby, if you weren't in love with yourself before, she might, like, if you got to go back and forth with Nicki Minaj, you gotta have love for yourself, yeah? If, like, I think the best thing to do is ignore Nicki Minaj. I think the best thing to do is ignore Nicki Minaj. Even if she is trying you just ignore. It doesn't make you look weak. Sometimes, baby, just ignore. Take some steps back and ignore, and namaste in front of a waterfall, yeah? Oh my god, that rhymes. Do that, SZA, because this, like, if you're not strong enough, and it's not about SZA, just anyone for that matter, if you're not strong enough, Nicki will attack. And we're not going to say, like, a lot of times they don't hit, but sometimes, like, damn, you've got a slick mouth. Like, how did you even think of, like, when I think of SZA, I don't think of faux freckles anymore. That was an era of nearly 10 years ago. What? I don't like the comment of she's fat, chubby, and skinny at the same time. Like, body shaming, really don't like that one. It left a nasty taste in my mouth. Even me repeating those words, I don't like that. And now she's accusing something phony of happening with SZA streams, okay? Botting tweets when you're arguing is just as weird as SZA. I don't like this. I keep scrolling and just thinking to myself, like, damn, what went wrong? When did it start going wrong? And why are we here? It's not a nice feeling to see the back and forth. But of course, I think SZA wanted to, like, defend herself, but not doing it in a way where she's going back and forth too much. Because let's be honest, they could probably be here all day. So SZA eventually shut that ish down. Like, okay, bitches, I'm out. I'm signing out. I get love in the real life. Now what? She said, this is what they be wanting when they release music. Speak on me or about me at your own risk. When I'm discussing the ABUSE I've suffered at the hands of any man, if you as a woman choose to get in the field, you're going to leave bloody. Figuratively speaking, of course. Justice for Demori, Belimna. Who are these people? God damn. Oh, okay. I'll expose more of your lies. And I tell you all the time, I play the long game. So while you're celebrating insignificant wins and fake laughs for hours, God was already working. Sit this out. Trust. Ego won't win this one. Truth is truth. It doesn't change. The lies and deceit and abuse of power ain't gonna cut it no more. No more. No more. No more! The thing about Nicki Minaj is, even if, like, what she's saying is the truth, I think people just aren't taking it seriously because, girl, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. But the thing is, though, there probably is some truth to what it is Nicki is saying. But it's the way she goes about it that makes people just want to, like, literally have their hand in their food. It's like, what? And then, you know, Nicki Minaj has a trend going viral. It's the post, the high school post. And I wish I can do it. I think I can do it. Can I? I'm lying. I can't. I tried the other day. It didn't hit. But she's, you know, this trend is going viral and, you know, randomly. So Nicki still has that impact. That's the thing. Nicki is not one of those girls who's, like, washed up and irrelevant. She still is relevant. I hate this part here. She said, wait, does SZA think she's more successful than me? Lol, y'all catch me up, please. SZA, if every song you've ever done vanished right now, the music business wouldn't even miss you. That's a lie. You are not, like, you're denying SZA's impact, and that in itself is a big joke. SZA's impact is undescribable. Like, I know every genre of person who loves a SZA. That sounds like they love it. No, but I'm being serious though. So I strongly disagree with that. I've been to countries that never heard of you. Now listen, has SZA been out there for as long as Nicki Minaj? No, not necessarily, but don't try it. People know SZA, okay? She's doing global tours. Okay, cool. I know you're not that stupid, are you? Stadiums? Did you look at the venues I played on my own headline festival tour out of the country last year? Bitch, I hate that she's having... This is what I was talking about earlier. I hate that she's explaining all the things that she's done, how successful she is. Like, to me, I don't even want to listen anymore. When someone starts talking about their own success, it's like, let it speak for itself. Let me do my 1-2-1, like, Google search. Leave me... Like, why don't tell me about yourself? It's not a nice look. It kind of looks like... begging it in a way. Like, it looks like don't tell me about your success. It should be loud enough that it speaks for itself, is what I'm trying to say. Because we know Nicki's not all the same. Like, we know that Gag City was such a big success for her. So, Bitch, have you ever headlined to 80k people? Bitch, what have you ever done besides yodel with autotune that needed returning? Boo, I'm an icon, you're not. The end. Pay that man for almost breaking his back. Why didn't you speak up when your executive was bullying and harassing me, you dirty mangy? I don't like that. I don't like that. That's disgusting. That's disgusting language. I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's going too far for someone who's like I don't like that. I feel like is it me or anything? Like, out of any of the people that she's beefed, Cardi's the one that's had the most smoke for Nicki. So it's like, why didn't you give her this type of energy with an at on it? I don't like this. I don't like the language being used here. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. It's unnecessary. It feels like. Now, listen, has Nicki probably struggled behind the scenes? Sure. Does Nicki probably hate a lot of bitches? Sure. Nicki hates a lot of men too. Yes. Do I think a lot of people don't like Nicki Minaj? Yes. Do they come out and say, hey guys, so I don't like Nicki Minaj, just want you guys to know that? No. No. Because they keep it amongst their friends and group chats. Nicki, try that. Or just sue people. Have evidence strong enough where you can just be suing everyone. Yeah? Boo, I'm an icon, you're not. The end. Pay that man for almost breaking his back. Why didn't you speak up when your executive was bullying and harassing me? You dirty. I'm not going to repeat those words. These bottled numbers on all platforms have y'all losing y'all effing minds. You the type that would have been quiet in school trying to fit in. I don't like that. Nicki, it's gone too far. It's going too far. Like, you would think SZA said something like, hey Nicki, you're this. Like, no. Now, could SZA have been trying to be sneaky with her comment? I don't think it really gave that, because when, like, even seeing the tweet, I would not have associated it with Nicki Minaj. Like, I get it, it is SZA's manager and he works for TDE, so I get how it could look like, okay, you're trying to do a lot right now about doing the most. You know, she's trying to be slick about it. But I just feel as though you're doing way too much, and like, you're constantly alluding to the fact that you believe SZA is ugly. I just don't, like, I don't like that. I don't like it. And I hate when black people do it to each other. It's like, come on, guys. Come on. You still have no clue who you are. I don't like that. I don't like that. Do you, Nicki? Do you know who you are? Like, does anyone know who they are for that matter? We are all, like, it's hard being a human being. Let's be so for real. Like, what makes you think that SZA doesn't know who she is? I don't understand. This is getting real nasty, because I briefly scrolled yesterday, so I didn't really read it. I was waiting to like read it with you guys on camera, but it's not cool. Let's say that. You still have no clue who you are. I know you went nights without washing that musty face. I don't like that. I'm gonna be real. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like what you're getting at. I think it's disgusting. I think it's degrading for no real reason. I'm not feeling that. Who says that? Like, what happened to having a constructive conversation without the internet being there? And even if you felt like SZA was talking about you, why didn't you send her a DM? Bitch, how you remember exactly where every freckle go? Okay, that part. Okay. This is the thing about Nicki Minaj. Like, I hate a lot of things that she says, but then she has to always add these little one-liners where I'm like, oh, Nicki, how did you even think of that? What do you mean? How did she remember where every freckle go? Nicki! Oh, get it together. Oh, extra crunchy. Nicki, get it together, please. Get it together. Do you want this imagery for your husband? Oof, 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 oof. Desiree Perez, we want to discuss your daughter's lawsuit. And did you do your deposition? Oh, okay. Not with the pose of the viral trend. Girl, Nicki is just like a cackle. I'm not gonna lie, she's a cackle. But a lot of times, it's giving bullying. Bitch put out a whole new album as a deluxe to an already existing album that was out for like a year or two. So the original album could break records. Like, what in the insecure lack of morals and integrity you doing? I thought she was like a real artist. Girl, bye. What are we doing? No, this is not supposed to happen. No. Now, I'm thinking, okay, why do you have so much smoke for SZA? Like, I get it, you might not liked her tweet, but there was nothing in SZA's tweet that makes me think, like, if I'm being real, it doesn't, like, if Nicki wasn't on Twitter, like, maybe an hour before talking about TDE, there was nothing about SZA's post, or tweet, shall we say, that gave, oh my god, she's at Nicki Minaj, unless you're a messy bitch who's trying to do a math where maybe, just maybe, there is no equation to begin with. You know what I mean? And also talking about the whole, like, putting out a whole album as a deluxe, a lot of artists do it. A lot of your faves do it. I think everyone for that matter has done it at some point. And is it calculated and tactical? Yes. Does it always pay off? For the most part, it does. I mean, Travis Scott just recently did that, you know? So this is something in which a lot of people have had conversations about. Nicki, maybe, just maybe, if you might not remember it, maybe you've done that. I don't know. You guys let me know down below. Has Nicki done that? If she hasn't, then good on her, I guess. But like, let's just chill. Because I feel like Nicki's really trying to downplay SZA's source. Maybe you aren't on the like, I mean, you're chronically online, but maybe you're not on the net listening to music, because SZA can sing. SZA's got great songs. Can she maybe have songs that are skips? Sure. I think every artist has a song where they're like, you know what, I'm gonna sit this one out. But to make it seem like SZA is just irrelevant and no one cares about her and she's not doing arenas, bitch, you're on the internet. Have a look. Like, she's literally doing stadiums with Kendrick Lamar. She's had a very banging year, to be honest. And that's the thing that I'm just kind of like, girl, if it was like, so now it raises the question of like, okay, so Nicki, who do you like? And I'm not talking about ass kisses like Bia. Hey, yo, Bia. I'm not talking about Bia. I'm saying like, who do you like? Who do you rock with? Who do you mess with? Who do you feel like is like this amazing? Like, I want to know, who do you like? Because the thing is, you're allowed to have an opinion, and you're most definitely allowed to have an opinion on Twitter, where it's a space filled with opinions. But when it feels like you're just constantly crashing out 2-3 times a week, every month there's something new with Nicki Minaj, you know, you talk about Rock Nation, it's like, but if the story isn't changing at all and there's no outcome, why are we still going on about it? If you're not getting your lawyers involved, then what is the point of any of this? Because all that happens is your fans will go and dox people, will talk about how this person should unalive themselves, and they think they're all doing it in your honor, which is very childish, by the way. But like, you see this ish because I know you are heavily on Twitter, and you see how some of your fans behave, and you don't stop it. People look at the Barbs as being one of those powerful fandoms, because yes, they are. And I think, you know, if you can get a Nicki approval, it does help your career. I mean, we've seen it with Ice Spice, right? But I think some people also don't take the Barbs seriously because of how much some of them can be a menace and how people take things too far. It kind of reminds me of the whole, you know, Megan and Nicki beef, where, you know, Megan had a diss track, and then Nicki was ready in like, what, 24 hours, less than 24 hours, if we're being real. She was ready with that diss track, right? She stayed ready. And then you're talking about Megan Thee Stallion's deceased mum, and people started to find out where her body was. Like, that to me, you didn't do anything, and that just is disgusting. It doesn't matter whether you're a fan of someone, you shouldn't defend people because you love them so much, and like, you just love, like, team, like, grow up, everyone. That is just nastiness. Let's call it what it is. Yeah, I don't agree with it looking like SZA looks like she hasn't washed her face or all of those things. Like, no. And then she starts to I don't like this. SZA made a tweet saying, I don't get it. Neither Rihanna or Ciara can hold a note worth a damn. One's just worse than the other. So what's the beef? And then Nicki said, bitch, girla, that auto-tune button, Miss Meek and Mild Freckles. And look, everyone's used auto-tune in their life. Like, SZA sounds better than she sounded 10 years ago, 9 years ago, even 6 years ago. Okay, so listen, we're all here for progression, but like, yeah, SZA made a tweet saying that she didn't like, I mean, SZA worked with Rihanna, so the gag, that's actually quite funny. That's actually quite hilarious. Now, is SZA a human being that used Twitter and has something to say? Sure. I think everyone has said something about, oh my god, this bitch can't sing, or this person can't do this, or this person's annoying, you know? Now, can you change your opinion and change your mind? Absolutely. Let's not be dense. Bitch used to be on Twitter dissing Rihanna. Now, apparently the gag is she put Beyonce's name there and then removed it. Nicki, what? What happened to running into the booth? Because once upon a time, Nicki would run in the booth. Nicki has a home studio, bitch. Get in the booth. Like, once upon a time, Nicki would put this all into the music. The days of her running her Twitter fingers, where were they? Can you hop in the booth? Do a little cha-cha-cha into the booth. Give it to them. In the booth. Like, give us something in the booth, in the music. Because that's your profession, remember? What? Like, all these people, these artists, they just want to be... Put it in the music. I still want to know, how the hell does Jay-Z owe her $200 million? Bitch, I would be flipping going crazy too. If we're going to use the word crazy, bitch, I might even... Oof. But I'll still be headed for the courts though. Okay. Bitch used to be on Twitter dissing Rihanna, Ciara, etc. But then when it was time to suck bleep and get opportunities from them, she drew them freckles on to go to sucking, right? Allegedly, like, bitch, stop being jealous of women. All right, Nicki, girl. I mean, when we're talking about jealousy of women, people then feel like you're jealous of other women. So, if it's a bit rich. Nicki's not helping herself. Nicki's not helping herself. I mean, how many tweets have we read out? How many tweets have we just scrolled past? I'm sat here for 39 minutes. This video is gonna be hella long. It is Nicki. Also by this time, I want you guys to know that SZA is actually backed out. She's like, okay, well, bitches, I get love in a real life. My family's healthy. My parents are good. Now, that comment about my parents are healthy, I'm like, yes, okay, but what do parents have to do with it? Like, is that sending shots? Like, is someone's parents not healthy? Like, doesn't Nicki's that... Oh, okay. I'm trying to make sense of that one, SZA. Is it she went low, so you go low? I don't know. I don't know, darling. These men putting batteries in your backs and you're stupid enough to still keep it going, not peeping that it's not going to end well for them or for you. Buzz off. Now, the thing is, Nicki Minaj is probably making sense. Nicki Minaj probably knows what she's talking about to a certain degree. However, it's the way she articulates herself. It's a delivery. It's very off-putting and it does come across as quite aggressive. I wish that people would listen to Nicki Minaj, but I think people are tired of listening to Nicki Minaj. They are tired of hearing what it is that she has to say for the minute from one time that month. Okay? Cool. Like, do you know the level of inside hate for yourself you have to have had to be this much of a cunt for no reason to the woman you later worked with? Girl, look, I don't think Rihanna or Ciara needs you to fight the battles. I get what you're doing. I get it. But that one, like, I get what you're trying to do, but SZA's already worked with Rihanna. She's already worked with Rihanna, so there's that, okay? And just because she had that opinion once upon a time doesn't mean that things change. Now, listen, there could be some truth to, the switch up of like, okay, well, you said it's about, you said it's about Rihanna, but then in the heartbeat, bitch, you were ready to work with her. Yes! And she did it for a check, bitch, and you probably do too. Still one of the best songs from the Anti album. But anyways. Now, people then were saying, here goes SZA lying again. SZA's original tweet was, Mercury in retrograde, but the gag is, Mercury is not in retrograde. So now people are saying, bitch, you played yourself, SZA. Here you go again with lying. You are a compulsive liar. People for the longest time have been saying that. No, people have been calling her a pathological liar. There is times where SZA would say that she's never had a TV before. She's never owned a TV. Who flipping cares? But SZA decided to tweet that, and then someone caught her out when there's a TV in the background. Like, bitch, you were in your house with a TV. You've owned one. So just like small things like that. It's just like lying for no reason. It's like, it's kind of become like a funny thing people say about SZA. Yeah. And Nicki didn't stop. See, SZA stopped, but Nicki didn't stop. I'm gonna go over to SZA's page real quickly. Okay. Let's just scroll. So this is the original post. Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, lol, silly goose. Now I want to know who is the silly goose. Who's the silly goose? Who is a silly goose? Unless I'm it's just like some sort of expression that I don't get it. Darling, I don't get it. Now, is that enough for Nicki to still feel like, bitch, you trying me today? I feel like anytime Nicki can go for someone, she will. Which screams you have too much time in your hands. Point blank. Someone said to SZA, you really don't want to start this, girl. If you was crying before, you really gonna cry now when the barbs get at you. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not really feeling those comments. Anyways, she said, I get bullied by millions online every day. Then step my ass out on a packed stadium. Keyword here, stadium. Because Nicki Minaj thinks she's the only one doing stadiums. No, SZA's out here doing stadiums. So she said, I step my ass cheeks out on a packed stadium where people show me real love in a real life. And I said, she ate that. She ate that because all this social media back and forth thing, it actually, in the grand scheme of things, don't matter. What matters is the real love you get when you're out there, the screaming fans, the people singing back your words. Like, that is what really matters. Social media is a facade. Social media doesn't, like, for some people, it means the world. For some people, it's like, bitch, when I log off, then what? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, I let SZA defend herself, and she ate with that one. She did. She ate. Because she's not lying. She is doing stadiums. When I saw her, she was doing arenas, 2 nights in London, but with this like collaborative thing she's got going on with Kendrick Lamar is very much giving stadiums. Anyone who's on the internet can see she is doing stadiums. You are lying to try to downplay her source. That's the thing with Nicki. I'm just kind of like, ugh. You can't even make something stick here because you know SZA makes good music. Now, has she always sounded good? Maybe not. Maybe not. But Nicki, also, there's been times where we all get a little bit pitchy. You know, we need a little bit more auto-tune where, damn, why am I singing like that? Nicki, I'm sure that's happened to you as well. Like, God forbid someone sounds a little bit out of tune and off. Now, the one thing I would say about SZA, though, she is constantly speaking SZAnese. Girl, sometimes I'm like, what did she say? What? I mean, it works, you know, but that's what I will say. Now, she said, you know, people show me real love in a real life. My parents are healthy. And that's the part I'm like, what's your parents got to do with it? Because wouldn't you say family? I mean, wouldn't you just not involve the family line in general? Because no one's talking about your family. Sorry, I'm just kind of a little bit confused. I'm confused.com there, SZA. Help me out. I mean, is someone unhealthy on Nicki's side? Like, what? Oh, my parents are healthy and I'm the most successful I've ever been. Clock it. She actually is. You're not beating those allegations, Nicki Minaj, and I genuinely hate this for you because this isn't meant to be a part of the legacy. People are now out here trying to compare you to Kanye West. Are you not like, do you not want to stop that? Do you not want to beat those allegations? Do you not feel like people feel like you are always at the scene of a crime and you're the common denominator? Like, don't you want to help yourself in any way? Okay, I get it. You're allowed to be pissed off at the industry, but I don't think atting people doing the whole... There's one thing to make one comment about SZA. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, back. Now, if SZA wasn't a strong girl before, bitch, because going against Nicki, she's going to have words for you. Did you hear what she said about Latto a couple years? Now, this one, you ate with that one, Miss Mama. You ate with that one because Latto, for me, I genuinely forgot her age. But look, Latto looks the best she's ever looked. And I think that she's exuding this level of confidence and looks more genuine. Once upon a time, she was constantly in them wigs. And Nicki said, bitch, you look old. I mean, everyone's talking about age, apparently. Okay. Don't know why everyone feels comfortable talking. Look. Nicki was insulting Latto's looks with the wigs and saying that she looks old. And I'm not gonna lie, the heavy makeup, not gonna lie, Nicki, you were right with that. Latto looks the best she's ever looked. She looks youthful. The natural hair is giving in itself. Like, Latto wanted me to tell you, Nicki, thank you very much. She would never say it, but like, thank you very, like, I think on behalf of, thank you very much. You ate with that one. But now let's stop with the whole looks thing, please. Please. I don't get the whole comment of like, SZA looks like she's skinny, chubby, thick, fit. Like, oh, girl, what? Does that comment even really bang? Because it's like, well, which one is it? Like, but what is the joke though? That she looks fat, skinny, and the same breath. We're women. We're all women at the end of the day. Like, yeah. I mean, doing it to ourselves makes men feel like they can be comfortable enough to do it. Well, if you bitches do it, then I can do it. Do you know what I mean? It's giving that. And at the end of the day, these are all grown-ass women. I don't understand it. She said, get some effing perspective and bark at the wall. Ooh! She's got time today. Actually, no, she didn't, because I think she logged off after that. She said, LMAO, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. I always say blessed, but it's actually blessed. Y'all have a blessed night. I'll see you tomorrow for night 2 Paris. Oui, oui. Okay, so she was back. She was back and she had a few things to say. She posted the Control album. So, what do we think, people? My laptop is overheating, but I've got a headache. I need to take paracetamol, but not for anyone else's headache. Not for anyone's headache. What do we think? I can finally stretch. I'm finally free. What you get is what you see. There's no one else I'm trying to be. What song is that from? I'm finally me. God, I watch so much shows that I don't even know. I know it's from Disney Channel, but what song is that? I'm finally... Guys, please help me out, okay? Who was in the wrong? Do you think SZA actually started it? Do you think SZA wanted a bit of the smoke but wasn't ready for the full smoke and then play victim? Or do you think, no, SZA actually wasn't talking about Nicki Minaj and Nicki Minaj was just waiting for a way to involve SZA somehow because she's press. Now, speaking of press in Cardi's song, you know, I'm not gonna lie, whenever this is happening, I'm always thinking, okay, in 3, 2, 1, Cardi's gonna get involved. But Cardi actually was over on Instagram. She was live at the same time, eating them crab legs and doing things to crabs. And I'm like, ooh, goodness me, no. And then she was talking about WAP. And I just thought, all right, well, I'm happy you're there and not on there, yeah? I wish that she would have the same smoke for, like, Cardi, though. Like, hella smoke, that constant back and forth. Because Cardi really wanted her. Cardi really wanted her. Out of any of the people that she's beefed with, Cardi was ready. Like, she actually was. There's no denying it. I think it's kind of weird, though, that people want, like, another rap beef. I guess they saw the success of, like, Kendrick and Drake. But, like, I don't want it. Like, if you're asking me, like, I get it. It will make for great content. I don't want it. I think we look silly. Now. We look silly. Like, can everyone just get on with their own lives? Stop atting each other. If there's anything that you're not happy with, do something about it. And don't go to Twitter with it. Like, actually take matters into your own hand. Or, like, get your legal team involved. You know what I mean? Like, it's Nicki Minaj talking about. Of course she's got a flipping legal team. The flip? Why are we not doing that? And also, if it's true that Jay-Z actually owes $200 million, bitch, pay up. The flip? Do it. Then again, do you look at me right now? Do you really think Jay-Z is just gonna give you $200 million? Especially, like, with the way you've been slating and dragging his name. Now, I think that Nicki is pressed for other reasons as well. I think that she's pressed because of how much easier it seems like a lot of these girlies have it. Or I think Nicki thinks a lot of these girlies are ungrateful. Is that a form of entitlement? Maybe a little bit. I just think Nicki should stop caring. I think Nicki needs to get to a place where she doesn't care about what this person's doing and what that person's doing and just focus on you and focus on consistently building and focus on what is next for Nicki Minaj. I think a lot of brands have stopped working with her. I think that people have stopped taking her seriously. I think people have seen her as bitter and seen her as, like, this angry person who's always got something to say. And it's like, I don't think everything she's saying, though, is necessarily wrong. I think there's a way to go about it, but she's not going about it that way. Therefore, people are not listening. But I do think that some things have maybe gone over some people's heads. And some people are just like, girl, get a life. People genuinely are saying these things about Nicki Minaj. It's like, damn, once upon a time, this would never been a conversation, you know? People say stuff like, oh my God, we need to apologize to Lil Kim. Who's we? Bitch, I ain't got that. Sorry, what? I had nothing to say. I was flipping, facing my front, face down in my textbooks at school. What do you mean we? Like, you, maybe. Who's we? You speaking, oh, you say we a la, oh, you speak French now. Like, I'm really confused, like, honestly. Yeah, I'm praying for Nicki Minaj, truthfully. I hope that she finds the light in this darkness that is Twitter and that is people allegedly trying to snake her behind the scenes. I think there are people are trying to do that, but I do think that with the way that she's gone about it, there's no way Desiree or Jay-Z or whoever the hell name she's mentioned is going to pay up and respect you. I think they're probably just laughing. They're literally cackling. They're probably in the group chat like, here she goes again. Like, that is what it gives. That is what it gives. You know, I think a lot of people stopped respecting her a long time ago, which is really sad because I guess people just don't want to associate around, they don't want to be associated with, they don't want to listen to someone's music who they feel like just has this disgusting behavior and attitude and, you know, decided to get with her husband, okay? Wishing her all the best and praying. And there's also this thing called therapy that exists, and you know, I've tried it a couple of times in my life and it's been sometimes of use and sometimes no use, but I think that we can all benefit from therapy. And I think sometimes we need to use different outlets other than social media. Run to your friend, a good friend, not an enabler, not an ass kisser, but a real friend who's gonna G-check you when you're like doing too much. Because in my opinion, Nicki's doing a mazzoline, okay? So yeah, whatever she's got going on, I hope she heals from it, and I hope that she actually understands that this is not the right approach at all. And if SZA knew, she probably shouldn't have posted that. I guess. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I've been your host, Itzkeisha, and I'll catch you guys real soon for a brand new video. Bye!